Hello everyone, Jace here. So Konami has announced a new box and it's literally coming out tomorrow. So I did not have time to really script this, but I'm going to be doing a review for Raiders Requiem. I did take a look at the box before recording this, so I have an idea of what it looks like. But yeah, so it's going to introduce Crusadias and Raidraptors. So let's see what cards are. Let's get through the cards and start saying what I think about them. So first up, Ring of Destruction. During your opponent's turn, target one face-up monster your opponent controls whose attack is less than or equal to their life points. Destroy that face-up monster, and if you do, take damage equal to half its original attack, then inflict damage to your opponent equal to the damage you took. And you can only activate one Ring of Destruction per turn. I mean, Ring of Destruction is fine, because it is targeted destruction with no cost, really. It does have an activation condition that should be easy to meet on, like, turn 1. But this is definitely not like a great top deck if you need to like finish off your opponent and they have like a big monster in the way, because then you can't actually destroy it. But I think it might be fine, maybe like as a 1-off or a 2-off. The half burst damage definitely does hurt from this. Next up is Raidraptor Mimicry Lanius. Once per turn during your main phase, if this card was normal or special summoned this turn, increase the level of all Raidraptor monsters you control by 1. During your main phase, if this is in the graveyard because it was sent there this turn, banish this card, add one Raidraptor card from your deck to your hand, except Raidraptor Mimicry Lanius. Yep, Mimicry Lanius is one of the better cards in the archetype. You just summon it and it increases your levels by 1 so you can make like rank 5s. And it also searches when it on like destruction, or if you can just send it to the graveyard yourself. Pretty good card for the Raidraptor archetypes. I didn't actually check out all the cards beforehand, I just got an overview, so I'm gonna have to go through all of these to figure out how good Raidraptors actually will be. During your main phase, if this is a card with normal or special summon this turn, send one Raidraptor card from your deck to your graveyard. At the end of your battle phase, if this card destroyed an opponent's monster by battle this turn, add a Rank of Magic Quick Play spell from your deck to your hand. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except Raidraptor monsters. So Tribulanius, really good. Foolish Burial on summon. That's always like a good effect for graveyard focus decks. Well, let's see what other cards we got though, before I give an opinion on Raidraptors. I'm just gonna scroll down and just do the Raidraptors first, I guess. Force Tricks. 2 level 4 monsters. This card gains 500 attack and defense for each winged beast type monster you control other than this card. And once per turn, detach an Xyz material. Add 1 level 4 Dark Winged Beast monster from your deck to your hand. So one thing about Force Tricks is that it's completely generic, and you could search like Black Wings with this per se, like for example. So like Black Wings use this. Pretty much any deck that can use like Zephyros also uses this, because you can just search that out. So yeah, Force Tricks is definitely a good card even outside of Raidraptors. Continuing onwards, Blaze Falcon. 3 level 5 winged beasts, and this can attack directly while it has Xyz material. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can target one monster your opponent controls, destroy it. Once per turn, you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card, destroy as many special summon monsters your opponent controls as possible, and if you do, inflict 250 damage to your opponent for each monster that destroyed. So Blaze Falcon's pretty good, and you can make it decently easily with the new yugioh. So I think it's probably going to see play as like a 1-off. Or you can also rank it up like because we have like a billion rank ups for Raidraptors, it looks like. During your turn, target 1 Raidraptor Xyz monster control. So that's from your extra deck, 1 Raidraptor monster has 1 rank higher by using that target's Xyz material. And during your opponent's turn, target 1 Xyz monster your opponent controls with no Xyz material. Take control of that monster, and so from your deck 1 Raidraptor monster that has 1 rank higher than that monster by using it as Xyz material. So that first effect is good at least. The second effect is kind of iffy, because your opponent has to be running Xyz in order for attack rate, but like the first effect is definitely good. And since it's searchable, I guess you might run 1 or 2. If you really want to see it, but 1 because it's searchable. Next up is Fuzzy Lanius. If you control a Raidraptor monster other than Fuzzy Lanius, you can special summon this card from your hand, and if this card is sent to a graveyard, add a Raidraptor Fuzzy Lanius from your deck to your hand. So Fuzzy Lanius, really good, just free special summon, and it searches another copy of itself. Raidraptor Raptor Force is if a Raidraptor Xyz monster was destroyed and sent to a graveyard this turn while you controlled it, target one Raidraptor Xyz monster in your graveyard, special summon it, then special summon from your extra deck one Raidraptor monster as one rank higher by using as Xyz material. So Raptor Force is okay. It like lets you recover your Xyz that got destroyed, and then you can get rank up one higher. Next up is Raid Force. Target an Xyz monster you control. Special summon from your deck one Raidraptor as a one rank higher than the target by using the target as Xyz material. And you can banish this card from your graveyard, one Raidraptor card from your hand, and target one rank up magic spell card in your graveyard, except itself added to your hand. So yeah, pretty good rank up, goes one rank higher. And it floats a little, but it does cost a monster from your hand, which does make it slightly worse. And Raidraptor Stranger Falcon, 2 level 5 monsters, and if this card has the Xyz monster's Xyz material, it gains this effect. Once per turn you can detach one Xyz material from this card, target one monster your opponent controls destroyed, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to half its original attack. If this card in your possession is destroyed by your opponent's card, by battle or card effect and sent to a graveyard, target one Raidraptor Xyz in your graveyard, special summon it, and if you do, attach this card to it as Xyz material. So Stranger Falcon is definitely one of the better rank up targets. It's not a quick effect though, which kind of sucks because these are quick play like spells, so you could do like you could chain them in the battle phase to continue doing more damage, like mass change, how like heroes do mass change. But it's still pretty good. And any more? I don't see any more Raidraptors. So that's it for Raidraptors. So overall, it just like an OTK deck. It looks like really nothing too special. It doesn't really do anything on your opponent's turn. Not like unless they're playing Xyz monsters, in which case you can use that one rank up. But if they aren't, then you're probably not doing too much to your opponent during their turn. But like this might still see some play as like an OTK deck. Next up, Dark Requiem Xyz Dragon. Looks like Phantom Knights are getting some more support. So this is 3 level 5 monsters, but you're not going to summon it that way. You're really going to use a rank up magic to rank this on top of Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon, because if you do, then it gains an effect to negate. Yeah, during either player's turn, when your opponent activates a monster effect, detach one Xyz material from this card, negate the activation, and if you do destroy that card, then you can special summon one Xyz monster from your graveyard. Its other effect is fine, I think. Let's see, detach one Xyz material from this card, target one face-up card your opponent controls, change its to attack to 0, and if you do, this card gains attack equal to that monster's original attack. So the first effect is also fine, you can use that as like an OTK tool, but the second effect is really the bigger part, because it negates a monster effect. Like, what more do I really have to say? And what you'll be using to make it is another card that is going to come out tomorrow. The Phantom Knights Rank Up Magic Launch is also coming out tomorrow in a bundle. And because it's coming out in a bundle, that means it's just coming out immediately as a Limit 1. Which kind of sucks, because that means, Phantom Knights mostly want to use Rhoda, because it helps with their consistency. But like, with Rank Up Magic Quick Launch being limited to 1, you can't play both of those, which really sucks for the deck, so they might not even play Dark Requiem Xyz. Some decks might like forego the Rhoda, but like your deck's gonna be worse off for it because you're gonna be less consistent. There should be a couple more like not rank up stuff, Phantom Knight stuff. I think I saw someone. Yeah, Stained Greaves. If a Phantom Knight's monster is special summoned to your field, special summon this card from your hand. Then you can increase the level of this card by 1. You can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon the Phantom Knight's monster from your hand, except Stained Greaves. Then you can increase its level by 1. So Stained Greaves is probably going to see play. Like, if it's just another free extender for Phantom Knights, really. That's really all I have to say about it. It's not like a super interesting card. It does enable you to go into rank 4s a little easier without having to use your Breaksword, but like Breaksword's still really good. So you're probably still gonna go into rank 4s most of the time with Breaksword. But that's pretty much it for Phantom Knight stuff, I think. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't see anything at like lower rarities beyond that. So we're gonna move on to the next main archetype that's coming out, Crusadias. So first up is Draco. If you've played Master Duel, and you've seen like Crusadia before, you probably know what this deck does. You basically link climb into well, sometimes you go into Avermax, but we're not getting that card. We're getting Equimax, and Equimax is pretty good still, if I can get to it because I accidentally clicked close. But Equimax. 2+ effect monsters including a link monster, and gains attack equal to the combined original attack of all monsters this card points to. Monsters this card points to cannot attack. Once per turn, quick effect. Tribute 1 Crusadia or World Legacy monster this card points to. Target 1 face-up card your opponent controls, negates effects until the end of the turn. So, mainly you're using this as an OTK tool, but its other effect is also really good, especially in Duel Links where you can't choose to go second all the time. This means that Crusadia actually does have a good turn 1 with just an Omni Negate. Crusadia Draco is the UR, and you can special summon this card to defense position to your zone a link monster points to, which all the Crusadia monsters share that effect. And this one's special effect is when it's normal or special summon to a zone a link monster points to, target a Crusadia in your graveyard, add it to your hand. So it just free instant recovery for your link materials. Next up, we're going to go with Crusadia Reclusia. Special summon this card from your hand to defense position, like all the Crusadias. And if this one's normal or special summon to a zone your link monster points to, target 1 Crusadia monster you control, 1 Crusadia card actually, you control, and one card your opponent controls, destroy them, and you can only use that once per turn. So you're probably going to not use that second effect because it kind of hurts your rank ups, but like it's still a decent effect because you can sometimes pull it off with another Crusadia that I think we're getting, yeah, with Arborea. Arborea's special effect is if a Crusadia monster would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead. So you can normal summon like Arborea, special summon the Reclusia, and then use its effect. That means neither of your monsters will get destroyed. Like your monster won't get destroyed, but your opponent's card still will. Next up is Maximich, which is the OTK enabler. Its special effect is target a link monster, Crusadia link monster you control, and this turn if it battles an opponent's monster, any battle damage it inflicts to your opponent is doubled. So that means if this is pointing to Equimax, that means it's gonna have 3600 attack, and as long as your opponent has like something with 1600 or less attack on the field, or if their monster's in attack position and like linked to the upwards pointing arrow of Equimax, then you're gonna OTK them most of the time. So yeah, consistent OTKs plus an Omni Negate, this deck is pretty much gonna be amazing. And I already went over Arborea. The second main play starter is Magius. This is the main Link 1. It takes 1 Crusadia monster except itself, and it gains attack equal to original attack of all monsters it points to, like all the Crusadia links. But its special effect is if an effect monster is special summoned to the zone this card points to, you can add a Crusadia monster from your deck to your hand. So it's a Link 1 that searches the rest of your monster lineup, which is really important. Your main combo is probably going to be normal summon the Equimax, special summon a second Crusadia, search Draco, go into the Link 2, which the only Link 2 we're getting is Crusadia Spatha, if I can find it. I definitely saw it before on the Duel Links meta website, so I know it's here. But yeah, Crusadia Spatha is the main, there it is, the main Link 2. Its effect doesn't really matter, it just moves stuff around. It's not really great, but like it's still pretty good. It's still like good enough. And Crusadia Revival is also another main card. You can target a Crusadia Link monster you control, and this turn it can attack all monsters your opponent controls. Also, monsters you control cannot attack. So, like this enables you to like even if they have like a bunch of high attack monsters, as long as you can get Crusadia Equimax to attack all of them, you're probably gonna OTK. But it's not searchable because we don't have the Link 2 that searches it, but it's still really good. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's most of the important Crusadias. I don't see any others. And I just scrolled down even more and I did realize we have more Raidraptors to go over. So let's go over them. Can you tell I didn't script this at all? So once returned during a main phase, if this card were normal special summoned, you can target one face-up attack position monster on the field changes to face-up defense position. Yeah. At the end of battle phase, if this attack, target a Raidraptor in your graveyard, special summon it. So that second effect is really slow. And the first effect is just not great. Like, why would you want... You don't really want to change something from attack position to defense position if you're going to OTK. Next up is Singing Lanius. If you control a face-up Xyz monster, you can special summon this card from your hand, and that's it. I mean, that effect is still really good though, because it's just a free level 4 extender once you get like your Raidraptor Y-Strix out. Next up is Raidraptor Return. If a Raidraptor you control is destroyed by battle or just battle actually, target one Raidraptor monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand, and if a face-up Raidraptor monster you control is destroyed by card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard, add Raidraptor card from your deck. So it's pretty bad, because it relies on your opponent to do stuff. So yeah, that's probably not going to see play. Next up is Wind Vulture. If this is normal or special summon, you can tribute this card, special summon 2 Raidraptors from your hand or graveyard, whose total levels equal 6. So that's kind of a weird effect. Because, like, you tribute itself, and then you have to find, like, 2 3s. I mean, Skull Eagle is 2 3s, but, like, Raidraptors are mostly a rank 4 focus deck. And if this card's... And speaking of Skull Eagle, let's go over it. If this card is detached from an Xyz monster and into a graveyard to activate that monster's effect, banish this card from your graveyard, target one Raidraptor card near your graveyard, add it to your hand. An Xyz monster it gains 300. Okay, never mind. So, the second effect is just like an okay bonus, I guess. This is not good. I mean, I guess you could use it to recover stuff, but like... This is, like, it's a level 3. Raidraptors do not really make level 3s. Like, here's Fiend Eagle, but it's not good. Detach an Xyz material from this card, target a special summon monster your opponent controls. Inflict damage to your opponent equal to half the original attack. Like, that just burn damage. It's not even doesn't even destroy like the other Raidraptors. Next up is an Equip spell, which you're probably not going to play. Equip only to a Raidraptor monster, gain 1 to 1000 attack. So it's Acts of Despair. And it adds a rank up when you get targeted for an attack. Like, this is, like, all these are, like, not very good. Let's see Necro Vulture, see if any of these are good. Once returned, tribute a Raidraptor monster, target a rank up magic spell card in your graveyard, add it to your hand. This is not good either. Napalm Dragonius. Inflict 300 damage to your opponent. Also, monster cannot activate effects except Raidraptor monsters when destroyed by battle. I guess the second effect is fine, maybe, because you can set it and then it can even go into itself to like create like a trait chain like the hand monsters do or like the battle flowers do, but it's still not great. Raidraptors. If this card is special summoned from your hand by the effect of a Raidraptor card or normal summon, inflict 300 damage to your opponent. When an opponent's monster declares an attack that targets the card, special summon up to 2 Raidraptor monsters from your hand, and if you do, monster your opponent controls cannot target those monsters for attacks. So yeah, these N rarity Raidraptors are not very good, mostly. I guess, except Singing Lanius. Singing Lanius is actually pretty good. But now I think I'm done with Raidraptors. Let me just check one more time. Because I did just miss over all these N rarity ones. But that should be it for Raidraptors. Yeah, that's it for Raidraptors. Okay, moving on. Let's go over Duel Avatar, which is coming out. So Duel Avatar focuses on special summoning tokens and using those tokens to fusion summon. So let's read some of their cards, because I have not actually read these cards before. Target up 1 Duel Avatar monster in your graveyard, special summon it, and if its original level is 4 or lower, special summon a Duel Avatar token. I mean, I guess that's fine. It's a spear. It's called the Haunted for the archetype, and it summons a token if you summon like one of your lower level ones. If you can trap, it's kind of bad though. Perfect Sync Aun. When this is activated, add a Duel Avatar monster from your deck to your hand. Okay, pretty good. If you control Duel Avatar effect monster, you can special summon a Duel Avatar spirit token. Okay, and that's fine. Okay, so this card is pretty good because it's your Rhoda for the archetype. Plus it summons a token which the archetype's based around. Next up is Duel Avatar Invitation. Isn't it? I think this is that main card, right? Yeah, this card one card, and if you do special summon as many dual avatar spirit tokens as possible. And after summoning those tokens, fusion summon one dual avatar fusion monster. So yeah, this is your main play starter. You activate this, you summon 3 tokens, and then you fusion summon a dual avatar fusion. Like, this card is definitely limited though in like Duel Links. I mean, not limited as in the sense on the ban list, but like with only 3 monster zones, you aren't getting as much value out of this card as you usually would in like the TCGR's OCG. But like, it's still fine. Let's see, scrolling down. Where the other? Because there it is. Dual Avatar Yuhi. This is one of the main deck monsters. Target a dual avatar monster you control destroyed, and if you do, add a dual avatar spell from your deck to your hand. And if a face-up dual avatar monster you control that was fusion summoned using effect monster's material is destroyed by battle or card effect, while this card is in your graveyard, add this card to your hand. So Yuhi is definitely really strong because it searches out the spell cards. So use the field spell to search out Yuhi, then you summon Yuhi, use it to search it out, the SR fusion spell. Next up is Feat. When it's normal or special summoned, add a dual avatar trap from your deck to your hand. During your opponent's turn, if a face-up dual avatar monster you control, except itself, is destroyed by battle or card effect, special summon this card from your hand, and then you can apply this effect, destroy one dual avatar monster you control, and if you do, special summon a dual avatar fusion monster from your extra deck. I mean, it searches out your traps, and that's pretty good, I guess. So you're probably going to run more Yuhi than the Feat one. So Fists. This is one of the fusion monsters. If this special summon target an attack position monster your opponent controls, destroy it. Also, this card cannot attack directly for the rest of the turn. So yeah, that's pretty good. When special summon it destroys something, that's pretty good. And you can only use this effect once per turn. While you control a fusion monster as fusion using effect monster's material, all fusion monsters you control gain 300 attack and defense. So really, it's not really worth it to actually summon these with actual effect monsters. You're just gonna use the tokens. But like, that's still fine. Like, it's a nice boost. Next up is Armored Yugioh. If a dual avatar fusion monster you control would be destroyed by a card effect, you can destroy a dual avatar monster you control instead. And during the main phase, if you control a dual avatar fusion monster that was fusion summoned using effect monster's material, quick effect, you can target one face of monster special from the extra deck, negates effects until the end of the turn. So this is a quick effect negate, but only if you use a effect monster. But like, I guess this is like one of the payoffs for actually using your effects monster as a material, and it's a pretty decent payoff actually having like a quick effect negate. Next up is Dual Avatar Empowered Yugioh. This takes one Dual Avatar Fist Yuhi and 2 Dual Avatar monsters, and if this card battles, your opponent can't activate cards or effects until the end of the damage step. If cards attacks until after the damage calculation, return a monster your opponent controls to the hand. And when your opponent's spell, trap card, or effect is activated, target this card in the field while you control 2 or more Congo is like so close to being good. It just has like such a mess of effects though. So it only bounces a monster after damage, which really does suck. And it only negates stuff that targets itself. But that's only if you control another fusion monster. Yeah. Dual Avatars kind of look like a mess. Is there any more? Let me just scroll down and see if there's any more Dual Avatars that I need to talk about. I think... Oh, no, wait. Here's a couple more. Defeating Evil is a quick play, and you target a Dual Avatar monster you control and one card your opponent controls, destroy them. And if you destroyed a fusion monster with the effect, apply one of these effects, draw one card, or banish a card from your opponent's graveyard. I guess this is fine. It's searchable off of Yuhi, so you can search this, set it, use it as disruption on your opponent's turn. It's like it's kind of like Ballista Squad, I guess, for the archetype. Slightly better Ballista Squad, like that warrior one. But aren't these guys warriors, or are they worms? Or are they dragons? Honestly, I don't know. Let me check their typing again, because I completely forgot. No, these are warriors, so you can use the unexpected. It's not unexpected die. It's the die something. But instead of that, but like this one's searchable, I guess, so it's maybe better. Next up is Duel Avatar Compact. During a main phase, banish one Duel Avatar spell trap from your graveyard. This card becomes the activated effect. I guess this is okay. It helps you get the. It's basically more copies of the SR right here, Invitation. So I guess it's fine. You search this with Feet after activating Invitation, and you get a second copy of Invitation on your opponent's turn to like make Armored Aglo. I guess that might be fine. Overall, Duel Avatars just kind of look like a mess. Their effects don't really do much. Maybe I'll be proven wrong, and they'll actually be good here, but I don't expect them to be. Next up is, no, D-Figures we already got released. Is Solda? Did we already get Solda? I don't remember if it was, I think that might have been yugioh that we already got. But Solda, it requires 2 level 6 dinosaur monsters, can't be destroyed by card effects while it has Exceed material, and when your opponent special summons a monster, detach the Exceed material from this card and destroy that monster. So it's kind of like a trap hole on a monster, and it's not once per turn, so you basically get 2 effects of this. The real problem is that there's not really many level 6 dinos that you can actually make with this, that you can actually use to make this. Evoltiles themselves are not very good. And you can't, like, unlike Evolz or Lagia or Dolka, you can't use Rescue Rabbit with this, because Rescue Rabbit only summons level 4 normal monsters, level 4 and lower. So Solda's kind of questionable. If we get more like support, maybe Solda will be good. Go like, as I see it right now, I think it's a little too hard to bring out. Next up is Timebreaker Magician, another magician for the Pendulum archetypes. Each time the first Pendulum monster you control that would be destroyed by a card effect is not destroyed. So a pretty decent scale effect, helps protect your Pendulums. And its monster effect is when this card is Pendulum summoned from your hand and no other cards are Pendulum summoned at the same time, make its attack become double. And once per turn you can target one monster on the field, banish both it and this card from the field until your next standby phase. So that second effect is pretty good actually, like it's pretty good removal. The first effect you're probably not going to pull off, like there's not many times where you only summon Timebreaker Magician. But yeah, second effect is pretty decent removal. Next up is Enlightenment Paladin. It requires 1 tuner and 1 or more non-tuners. If it's synchro summoned using a Magician Pendulum monster as material, you can target a spell card in your graveyard, add to your hand, and when this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, inflict damage to your opponent equal to half that monster's original attack. So it has the Flame Wingman effect, but it's halved because it was printed after Duel Link's Burn nerf. But targeting a spell in the graveyard and adding to your hand might be good. The main problem is getting it out, because you would have to use a Magician Pendulum tuner, and I don't remember if any of the other. I don't think we have any other the actual tuners. I did see at the bottom. I think we are getting. Where is it? Where is that? Sorry. Yeah, we are getting Tuning Magician, but Tuning Magician is not Pendulum, so I actually don't know how you're gonna activate the first effect now that I'm thinking about it. Like, how do you activate this? Do we have a Magician Pendulum tuner? Oh wait, no, this is any Magician Pendulum monster, so you can use it as a non-tuner. Okay, that's slightly better than I was. I misread it, but like still, it's pretty good. It's like okay, actually, it's not good. It's okay. Like you might run one of these. Next up, a couple Mechalord cards. I think Triskellion's definitely already been released. Did we already get Infinity Core though? First time this card would be destroyed by battle, each turn is not destroyed. And if this card is normal special summon, add a Mechalord spell trap from your deck to your hand. And if this is destroyed by card effect, special summon a Mechalord Emperor from your hand or deck with the different attributes than monster you control. So Infinity Core is really good. It searches out not field spell, the continuous spell that searches out your other monsters. So yeah, you're definitely playing through your Infinity Core. And you're getting Evil Singularity, target one Evil Tile monster and one Evil Zor monster, special summon an Evil Zor Xyz monster from your extra deck, and if you do attach those monsters to the material. Okay, I guess this is a way to make Solda, but like, it actually requires you to run the Evil Tiles and Evil Swords, which are not good cards. So it's still kind of questionable if you're actually going to play Evil Tiles. And right now I'm just kind of going through... Oh, I forgot about Crusadia Crawler. It's a trap monster. And if it's special summoned to a zone and link monster points to you, you can add 1 World Legacy card from your deck to your hand. So yeah, it's pretty good. Just searches any World Legacy card and it's a free body. And it counts as an effect monster too. So you're not going to be locked out of like any effect only links. Next up, Evil Tile Mega Killer. I'm not going to pronounce this. Tribute 1 reptile monster, discard 1 card, special summon 1 level 6 or lower fire dino from your deck. You can banish this card from your graveyard, target 1 dragon type Xyz monster you control, and with no materials. Attach up to 2 reptiles with different names from your hand or graveyard to a monster material. So you can tell these were like printed like during mid Xyz era, because this is really like questionable. It tributes itself, but then you also have to discard a card. So it's a straight -1. I think some of the evil swords, like the dinosaurs, actually do have effects when special summoned by evil tiles to actually make up for that fact, but still not super great. I guess you probably still have to play it if you're playing an evil tile deck though. But I feel like that's pretty much it for cards I actually want to go over, because the rest are just like rarity pack filler. Let me just quickly check these. Nope, S1 Apparition is not good. I guess this could be funny. If you can somehow pull the lock off, you can completely prevent your opponent from using spell or traps, but that doesn't seem that great. Degenerate Circuit. This one's pretty bad. Rainbow Veil, is this one good? I guess this is supposed to negate like negative monster effects, but this is pretty bad. I don't see the point. Let's see. Don't we already have Hydra and Wat Cobra? I'm pretty sure we already have these cards, so these are reprints. But yeah, I feel like that's pretty much it for cards that I'm going to go over. Yeah, that's pretty much it. All these don't seem very good. But yeah, overall this box is probably good just for Crusadias alone, because Crusadias alone are just an OTK deck, and Equimax's negate effect isn't good in like Master Duel, but it's definitely pretty good here. And I just noticed I forgot Raster Liger, so let's really quickly go over Raster Liger, because it requires 2+ monsters except tokens, and target a link monster in your graveyard, this card gains attack equal to that target's attack until the end of its turn, and you contribute any number of your monsters that this card points to destroy an equal number of monsters on the field. So this is like a discount access code talker. If you make this with like Update Jammer, it's a 4K double attacker, which is pretty good. But yeah, it's definitely worthy of an SR at least, just because it is pretty decent like as an OTK tool. But that's Raster Liger quickly talked about, and that's pretty much it. Overall, this box is just gonna be good for Crusadias. Raidraptors might be like a decent OTK deck, and I don't see Duel Avatar doing anything. Ring of Destruction is also like a decent staple. I guess you might like go for a couple of these if you don't want any of the archetypes in this deck. But like Ring of Destruction definitely has other cards you could be using instead for the trap slot, but still like decent removal. But yeah, that's it for the box. Comment down below what you think of this box, and like and subscribe if you want to see more of these box reviews. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.